I'm Ryan. This is my man Tyler on my right. The Caleb Sheets on my left. Welcome to the Tavern.
I'm Brady, yeah.
What? I'm a fool.
That's Brady.
I'm Brady.
Oh yeah, Brady's over there too.
Yeah, I exist.
He's not really on the set with us.
Now the difference is I'm in the set. They're doodling whatever.
He's a prop.
You're a prop.
We should have made this sound
Can
like
I
this
be
is
a
one of
prop?
those like cool things when like Stephen A. Smith is like in some other part of the country covering a game and he's still on.
We should
first
pretend
ball.
we're in like. Oh.
I'm in the shed, right? I'm way back. No, okay. We'll put up a New York banner sometime.
Yeah, we.
Just having me in the. Wait, aren't you covering the Lakers game?
Pretty big storm brewing out here. I don't know what's going on. Also, the Cubs suck.
Alright,
Like, wait, what?
let's start.
Yeah, let's get into it, boys.
Oh, we're gonna start with the biggest game this past Sunday. Browns versus Jets. No, I'm joking. I already know who the Browns face. New England versus Kansas City. What a game.
Did they actually play on Sunday? Are you sure?
Who?
They didn't.
They didn't?
No, they did not.
You're trash at this already.
When they played Monday?
The Browns did not play the
Oh, no,
Jets
I'm
last week.
No, I know. That's what I said. I don't know who the Browns play.
No, I'm talking about the Chiefs and the Patriots. Did they actually play on Sunday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they played on Sunday.
I was like, yeah.
I didn't
We
know if that was-
watched that game.
Yeah.
Did
Remember, we watched that at Old Chicago.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, I was like,
a
I'm
Monday
pretty
night
sure they
game or
played on
what?
Sunday. All right. Biggest game of Sunday. New England versus Kansas City. And I have to say, Tyler, I think, didn't you say Kansas City was going to lose? Who said
No, I
Kansas City?
did. I did.
Did you? Give me a handshake.
That was me, man.
Better zoom in on
I
that.
told you, man.
Hey, take a winning picture. Take a winning picture, right? All right, we'll frame it. And it'll be up in our house somewhere.
But that was a really good. It was a super good game. Again,
Yeah,
I
I
think
was kind of disappointed in the ending, but whatever. Now I can't
I was
get my
happy.
15-0-1 Super Bowl matchup.
that's true.
But
That is true.
That's a good point.
That is true. But being Tom Brady, I mean, he has never lost to what was it? A quarterback.
under 25.
Under 25
25
at home.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Patty
Kept
Mahomes
the
just
streak alive.
Patty Mahomes
That's my
ties in with that. Patty Mahomes and Tom Brady. They did definitely duel though. I mean, Patty Mahomes still went off 4 touchdowns.
Oh, by far.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Mahomes had a
showed
better
up.
game than Brady.
Oh, yeah.
touchdown-wise, yeah, but Brady threw for 340 yards. It was still an amazing game.
That's-
Just when they
yeah.
got into the red zone, the running backs just scored.
It makes me wonder how good the rest of the Chiefs are outside of Patrick Mahomes because, I mean, Tyreek Hill had 3 touchdowns, but had Patrick Mahomes not thrown it to him, he wouldn't have any touchdowns.
I mean, you can say about
So-
any team. You can say about the Patriots.
Except
They
for
didn't have
not the
Tom Brady.
Patriots. Except for the Patriots scored 43 points and Tom Brady accounted for 1 touchdown.
Yeah, but I feel like that was like Tom Brady led him down the field, and then the running backs was like, oh, we have 2 yards. Let's
Which is the
just
case
score.
for Kansas City because Kansas City was led all the way down the field by Patrick Mahomes and he still had to put it in the end zone.
Except, but I mean, that's not necessarily true because like those 3 touchdowns with Tyreek Hill were just maybe the long.
Well, I think-
that one was for sure a long pass.
True.
I think
Plus,
it's
it's one of those things where it's like,
Yeah.
when the Patriots got to the goal line, instead of running a pass play, they just ran a run play.
Well, I think
Like,
it ties
that's all
into the
it
fact.
is.
I think it ties
It's
into the
almost
fact
like
that
they remember the Super Bowl versus Seahawks.
Yes. Too soon? Nah, dude.
Yeah.
never too soon.
Beast mode, Marshawn Lynch. I'm
You got
sorry.
disrespected.
I honestly, I still don't understand why they threw the ball. Like, I'm a Patriots fan, and I was like, what are they doing? Like, I had
They had
thrown
to
in,
win.
I was like
They
waving
had to
my white flag, like the Patriots lost. I was so upset, and then they threw that pick, and I was like,
But I do want to touch on that.
No,
Patty Mahomes.
actually, I got to wave my white flag when the Broncos lost to the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. I was waving my white flag like 5 minutes,
Omaha!
5
That
minutes
snap!
after kickoff. But, it was
Oh, that's pretty funny.
that was a
not gonna
miserable
lie.
day.
That is true. That is true. But speaking of, Patty Mahomes like leading the Chiefs, I mean, I think that through his receivers, they have way more talent than New England at receiver position.
Are you sure about that?
I don't know.
I would say.
I feel like it's closer
Tom
than
Brady,
people.
I mean, I
make
think
it
Tom Brady
seem.
makes it. I mean, I guess he has Gronk, but
Literally, I mean, they got like Edelman's,
have all 3
Edelman's a
of these.
good receiver. He's
Actually,
just not like that guy that'll outright
Let's talk
burn
about
you.
the fact that I
That's
have Tom Brady, Gronk, Patrick Mahomes, and Tyreek Hill on my fantasy team.
okay, yeah. Let's talk about it. How did you work this out? How did you get this squad?
There's only 6 men in his league. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
There's
so
6.
disappointing.
Dude, there's like 10 good quarterbacks in the league.
Well,
You
yeah,
get one of them for sure.
I thought he was in like in a 10, 12 man league when he says like.
Nah,
I guess
dude.
he should've got
6
that.
No, I also
But yeah.
have Antonio Brown
Oh wow.
Exactly. Like,
But seriously, do you guys not think that that Kansas City has the best wide receiver core?
have you seen the Rams though? That
I feel like
Rams
Cooper
wide
Kupp
receiver.
all by himself with Jared Goff is the best receiving core in the
That's
league.
just, but what about Thielen out there though? Like Thielen is killing it right now. He started the year off with what is it now, 5 or 6 straight games with
that is
100 yards
true.
receiving. 5 games at least.
But we're talking about a receiving
Isn't he-
core.
Yeah,
not
but
a
by himself, him and
receiver.
Stephon Diggs,
So that's two compared to. I mean, you have Tyreek Hill. You have Travis Kelce.
Yeah. Oh, are we going
have-
straight receivers, or are we going like just receiving core?
That's a good point.
Because I know
I
that
guess-
when they've talked about this on the ESPN networks and stuff like that, it's just straight up receivers that they talk about.
I don't actually know if we're allowed to do that or name drop, but yeah, I mean, we're better than you guys.
Fair enough.
Wow.
I mean, I feel
That's
like if you call him out like that,
suck,
that's
you
not going to
suck.
go very well.
You know,
Wow, I feel like we're definitely getting sued in the next.
Yeah, I feel like I literally
Hours.
just like said ESPN
They're gonna,
as
like,
like a
shut-
comparison, and Brady's out here being like, "No, we're better than you."
They're gonna shut us
episode
down.
1, we roast Catholics, get the podcast deleted. Episode 2, we roast ESPN, get the podcast deleted.
Stephen A. Smith, if you ever need a job,
Honestly, man, if ESPN ever
Dude,
blows it-
imagine that fourth bar stool with Stephen A.
imagine
sitting there.
Stephen A.
I
Smith.
actually don't want Stephen A. Smith to just sit there and yell at me. For
I have this
for an
odd
hour.
feeling that Stephen A. would cower at me yelling.
The
at
reason
me.
you don't want a Stephen A. Smith sitting there and yelling at you is because you have a Caleb Sheets already sitting there yelling at you. You just
Stephen A. would back down to me.
That is actually not the case.
I would yell so much about actual crap that he would have no idea what to say.
No, the paper would.
Tiger Woods is the best golfer.
The paper could literally say, argue about
Settle.
whether or not the sky is blue. You would claim it's purple, he would claim it's green, and you would both yell at each other about it. And you would both be equally wrong.
If LeBron says it's purple, it's purple.
The skies over LA are purple tonight.
Oh, I got some eye. That hurt.
And then he does that thing, like every time he's about to make a critique on LeBron, he talks about all the amazing things he's done outside of basketball, and then he makes like, oh, he might have missed a free throw last night.
He whispered that.
He's
like,
given
"Oh,
160 inner city kids the opportunity to get through all their years of high school and then be paid for college, but he did miss that free throw last night.
You know, there's this idea of like critiquing somebody that's supposed to be like sandwiched between two compliments. This dude's got like 100.5 loaves of bread between his like little critique and then 100.5 loaves on the other
Yeah,
side.
about LeBron, but everybody else he just roasts the entire
Stephen A. Smith,
time. And
please
he's like,
roast me.
Oh no.
I am the best basketball player in this house.
That's probably not
true.
that far off.
Uh,
Caleb is very offended by that.
I feel like overall basketball player, maybe. I feel like defense, he's better at defense.
Oh, I was like, if you say you're better at defense,
Like, I mean, I don't
guess
really try.
like shooting. Yeah, I guess shooting.
Overall
I guess
offensive
maybe.
player, I would say I'm better.
I have issues making layups, so
Because I literally, like,
Best
don't
offensive
try on
lineman?
defense.
Best quarterback, best wide receiver, best kicker.
Yeah!
Oh, I should have said best soccer player.
I'll throw you off that stool.
All right,
that's not hard.
back to the point.
Good point.
Tyreek Hill, 75-yard touchdown. 20-year-old man, drunk out of his mind. Tyreek Hill! Oh, I'm drunk. Let me throw some beer on you. Absolutely awful.
I feel like that's exactly how
Honestly,
it happened.
I'm just upset at Tyreek Hill being a little wuss about what happened.
How is he a wuss
What do
about
you
it?
mean?
He literally was like gonna sue this man for throwing a beer on him.
Actually,
like,
that's not about him. Tyreek Hill was told by his coach, get over it, because that's kind of how it works up here in Foxborough.
that's what I'm
And then
saying
in
though.
his
He
press
got
conference-
upset about it.
No, in his press conference, he was like, no, I'm not mad about it. And then his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, if that's how you say his last name, thinks that he needs to be prosecuted. Which,
Okay, then his agent's an idiot.
I mean...
That's how professional sports works. If you can't be on the spotlight and have somebody throw crap at you, then don't be in professional sports.
I feel
you
like I don't
should. You
think
should
anyone
some
deserves to have a beer
courtesy,
dumped in
yeah.
their face.
That's also how lawyers work, though. Like anything that you
But
can't
I'm
sue
just
over,
saying,
you will
like,
sue
that's just
over.
how it works. Like they're just
That's
gonna.
also true. The
That's just-
suing thing that Brady
Yeah,
said.
that's fine, but that's just how professional sports works.
I don't think that's how they should work.
I'm not
I
saying
don't
it's
think
how it
people-
should work. There's obviously a lot of things in this world that shouldn't go the way they do, but they
And what do they
happen.
do when it shouldn't go? They put
Sometimes we put
laws
up
in
with
place.
All right, we're getting way too deep for sports. Let's get back to it.
All I'm saying is that it shouldn't be that big of a
No,
deal.
I am
Completely
glad they banned
ignored.
him.
He literally threw a beer. Like, who cares?
Who am I?
I'm glad they banned him, personally.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm
Why?
glad.
Why
What do you
does-
mean?
So
Like,
there's a line that he crossed. There's like terrible names. Like
You can shout, you can
You
say,
can say all these
you
bad
suck."
things.
But once
You would
like,
rather him call him an absolutely offensive name
I did not
than
say
throw
that.
a
I did
beer
not
on
say
him?
that. I
I
said,
would rather
say
him call
you
him an
suck.
offensive name as
How?
long as he doesn't say
You
any
can wash
racial
your
Racial,
off.
racial slurs. Racial
Okay,
slurs. You'd be like,
that's
bro,
the
you
line.
suck. You're the worst wide receiver. Like, say all you want. Right when you start, dropping M-bombs, calling him
Yeah,
racial
I'm
slurs.
just saying, like,
Throwing
how is a beer
in
that
him.
big of a deal?
Throwing beer on him. No, that's
Because that's a
shitty.
line. You
That's
can't
a
be
line.
throwing beer
That's a
on
line.
people in the middle of a game.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying he was justified in doing it, but I don't think he should be banned for life because of that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Should
I think
be.
you should.
No.
I think
That's
you should.
ridiculous. He's 21 years old. This is not like a 6-year-old thought it would be funny and he did it, and his parents had to teach him right from wrong. He is 21
This
years
is a
old.
grown
He
man.
needs to know better than that.
Just think of how crazy that would get if every fan could just throw crap on the field.
I'm not saying he should be able to do it. I'm saying they went a little heavy on the.
So what should they
defense
do?
for
What
him.
should the punishment be then?
Give him a fine or something. They do that in the NFL all the time. Don't
I say
ban
give
him completely.
I say give them both. Fine and ban them.
God, you're gonna be an awful father.
What?
The kids are gonna be pissed. They're gonna do
I don't
one
care.
bad
I'm
thing.
not
They're
gonna-
like, you
I
were
don't-
banned from this house.
I don't want my kids to be throwing
Actually-
beer on people. Like,
And then what is something that might be equivalent to that? You say, what if your kid came home and like threw his milk across the room on
He would
somebody in
get
the
punished.
cafeteria, and you're like, bro, you are banned from that cafeteria.
This
Don't
is the point
eat
I
it
just
again.
made. His kid is a kid, not 21 years old. He's
This man
a
is-
grown
this is a
man.
grown man.
What if you're an 18-year-old doing that? You're technically a grown man.
Yeah.
Then I'm punishing
He deserves
him.
to get
Is he
punished
gonna
and
get
banned from
taken out of the
stadium.
house forever?
Also, if
No,
you're 18 and
that's-
throwing beer on players, the Arrowhead Stadium's gonna have a problem.
I
Not
wasn't
Arrowhead.
saying beer, did I?
Okay, you said no. Whatever.
I said
Whatever.
they were
Whatever.
throwing milk in a cafeteria.
We're talking
Adult
beer.
actions have
If my-
adult consequences.
if my
That's what this
child
comes
is
down to.
18-year-old throwing milk at people,
Then you're gonna kick him out of the house.
no, I'm gonna punch him in the face and say, bro,
But that's
why
what
you
I'm
throwing milk
saying.
at
Like,
people?
then just give this guy a good punch in the face.
They probably should.
Just something. He doesn't need to be banned from games forever.
Because then if they let this go, they let that every other
No,
player say,
okay,
yeah,
if
throw
you
beer,
make-
we're just fine.
No, you
throw
just
beer.
need to make sure that it's a punishment that's bad enough that he won't do it again, but still let him go to the game. People make a mistake. You're saying that because of this one mistake, this man cannot enjoy a Patriots game when he's like 85 years old, 60 years later, and he's like, I still can't go because of the mistake I made 60 years
this
ago.
puts a line on other people. Because if they're
A
just like,
precedent has to be set.
Oh my, okay,
a
but
president
if-
has to be set. If they're just like,
but if you just like fine him some sort of money, people are not gonna do it when they have like $10,000 out of their bank account. They're like, oh crap, I'm not getting paid like
That's
these
like
NFL
saying that
players
since
are.
like the average DUI costs over $10,000, that no one's ever going to get another DUI.
yeah.
DUIs happen on a nightly basis in almost every single city in this country.
Okay, but that's just different. Why?
what?
That's different because
How?
people would do that no matter what the fine is. What if people are dying from DUIs? We need to not talk about that.
Well, I
Okay,
think-
but
I
this
think
is
it's
exactly the
thing.
same
I
situation.
think
There's
it's the
no
same
way
thing.
somebody just dumps beer on someone unless they're at least intoxicated. I'm going to assume that since he had had a beer at that point in the game, he had most likely had multiple beers before that point in the game, since the game was almost over at that point. So he was probably intoxicated, making terrible decisions.
Okay,
How is that any
why
different?
can't we just like ban him for the year? Ban him for like 2 years or something. Why does it have to be a lifetime ban? Does that not seem a little bit excessive?
I don't.
That's-
I'm on
that's
these
what-
guys' side. I don't think so.
How is that not
Okay,
excessive?
here's the thing. Gillette Stadium can do whatever it wants to. It's a private institution, right? If they want to ban somebody for life, they can do that. And adult actions have adult consequences.
Yes, but
That's what this comes
but
down
we all-
to.
It also comes down to like what are we gonna say for the severity of these actions? Like, come on. People
Is
get
anybody
second
else going to
chances
throw
in
beer
life.
at Chiefs players? Probably not.
Whoop de
I'm with them. The precedent has to be
We're
set.
gonna throw a beer at them anyway.
Please comment. Let us know what you think about this.
Yeah,
Let
we're
us
gonna have
know.
one comment on the video.
Connor, comment.
Connor's just gonna agree with you because he always likes to disagree with me.
I just
All right, let's
let's
move on. from
You
this
know what,
topic.
Ken? Let's
Yeah.
lighten the mood a bit.
No,
Let's lighten the mood a bit.
we can go on to something else, but I'm not gonna lighten the mood.
Let's lighten the mood. What's your dream job? I heard we were walking the house today, and I hear this man talk about his dream job with something to do with like rating people on football.
no,
Let me
no,
know.
this is-
Let me know. Let me know
So,
what this is.
Caleb, what is your dream job?
Madden has people go to these football games, all these NFL games, and they wear a shirt that literally says like Madden ratings adjuster on it. This man just gets, or woman.
Or it.
No.
Pronouns.
This person gets to go to the NFL games and decide how these players are going to be rated in next week's Madden update. That is legit.
Awesome. That's pretty awesome.
Like, that's like the number one. You know what? That's like the two favorite things that we humans love to do. Watch whatever we want to watch and judge the crap out of people for it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That's 100% true.
Like, I'm like, that would be so awesome. I could literally just be like, bro, Patty Mahomes had a game. Let's get his throw power, his throw accuracy, everything up. Let's get his. Oh, except you know what? We can't get everything up because clutch factor in that game was like decently high. Wasn't perfect because they still lost.
Yeah, but he's also.
But still, I would say he's clutch still.
Yeah.
But that would be so fun. I'd just be like, I'm watching football. I'm getting paid to watch football. And then next week's Madden update, people are like, oh my god, he got that rating. I'm like, yeah, that was me.
That was me. Now you know a job I would absolutely hate and not want to be an official. You know,
I don't know though. I don't know. Those guys make so much money, and do you know what they do? They ref and they lift. That is all they do.
But they make a lot of money. But think about those calls. Let's take Mookie Betts for example.
Yes, they get scrutinized. But do you recognize referees outside of the games? No. Like, Tom Brady makes a play that loses the Super Bowl. You see him on the street. You're going to be pissy at him. You see a referee on the street. That's a normal guy. Who the heck is that? I don't even know if that was a ref. And he's sitting there like, ha ha ha, I made hundreds of thousands of dollars on that call.
But it's, what? I mean, I think as a ref, you need to have like the integrity to be like, I want to make the right call. I want the right call.
Make the
right
call.
Hard. But that's hard. That can be hard.
You can't be biased. Like, there's no.
Well, no, but it can be a hard call. There's been
but that's fine. The thing that's making it a lot easier is replay now.
Oh yeah.
What does it mean? You talk about refs in like the 80s. They're like, bro, I think he got his feet in bounds, and it's like 8 yards out of bounds. They're like, touchdown, maybe. I don't know.
Touchdown. I didn't see anything.
And then like, you see a replay, and they're like, what's that?
I think some people misinterpret about the ref's job is not just to call penalties. It's to literally officiate the game. It's to keep the game going smoothly. So when someone calls a pass interference on a play that's probably not pass interference, or if they miss a pass interference down the sideline of some random play, and then they turn around again like in the third quarter of the game and they miss a pass interference for the other team, they have to even it out some so they're not obviously missing terrible calls. Like, they know, okay, I missed that call, but I can't make that call now. It's kind of too late for that.
It's too long.
So they have to make it
tough.
So they have to kind of even that out. It's kind of their job to make sure that the game is played as fairly as possible. So if they miss a call and then they miss a call for another team, that doesn't make them terrible twice. That means they messed up once and then they evened it out.
All I'm saying is that you say that would be an awful job, and I'm sitting here like,
or maybe not awful, difficult.
That would maybe difficult.
Very hard.
Literally, your only job is to watch.
Very hard, not easy. Let's leave some other synonyms for
it could be. I mean,
it's the same thing though. Literally, your job is to watch the football game, make some calls, make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and then go hit the gym 7 days a week.
The hardest part of
That's
reffing,
all you have to do.
The hardest part of reffing probably has to be not ball watching. Because certain refs have certain areas of the field that they're supposed to be watching.
He's just got the guy watching the ball. This guy's like 8 guys are holding behind him. He's like,
exactly. Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers drops back and just launches one, and you got the back judge like.
I can see Caleb doing that. I see Caleb like, guess what? You're my fantasy.
Oh, it's like that one commercial.
Yeah, you'd be like,
he's like, holding on the offense. What? Hey, I got my fantasy team.
I wonder if that ever plays.
The coach is like, why are we doing this? Isn't he under fantasy?
But look, let's take the Boston-Houston game and the MLB playoffs. Mookie Betts. Do you guys believe that it was a fan interference? How do you guys feel about this?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely fan interference.
But where was the game played? Was the game played in Houston when that happened?
Honestly, I don't even know.
Do we want to get a look up for that, Brady?
Sure. What are we looking up?
Was the game?
Where was this game? Was that game 4 or 3?
I think that was game 4.
Game 4.
We'll take a
Look up
look.
Game 4.
Look at the Mookie Betts.
Because what I
Fan
think of
interference
now
issue.
that I think of it, because I'll play devil's advocate, to get a little people riled up. You know what I mean? Riled up.
I'm always riled up.
So what
Actually, not false.
watching the Mookie Betts play, right? If the fan does not cross the barrier, and his glove actually hits the fan first, then it's not necessarily the fan. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when you watch the replay over and over again, because I've seen this replay on Instagram, on ESPN, on
That's two
other
things.
things.
Some news source probably.
Bleacher Report, like you could see why the refs took a good while to make this call, because if Mookie Betts goes into the fan, then it's not fan interference,
I
and
feel
that
like
changes the whole game.
I feel like it was fan interference, but it also has to do with the way the stadium's built. Because if you don't want incidents like that happening at your stadium, you can build the stands
Stadium
so that
height.
they can't reach. Like
Yeah,
nobody
but
has
like some of the
Yeah,
best
that's
plays
true.
in baseball are watching robbed home runs.
I
And
think-
then
yeah,
the
that
controversy
is true.
between this. Like, yeah, you're gonna have less controversy, but that's like some of the most fun out of it. Like
Baseball's like
take the Cubs
friend
in
sport, in my
2003.
opinion.
Take the Cubs in 2003. They got that man, Steve Bartman, whatever his name is. He interfered with his own home team, making a catch. They go on to lose, so their team was up 3-2 in the series. They go on to lose that game, probably because of that foul ball that he didn't catch. They lose that game, then they proceed to lose the next game and lose the pennant because of that one play.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Let's talk about the fact that they win a pennant.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
That's lame.
But-
Okay, to answer the original question, this was in Houston at the Astros Stadium.
Okay, so that
That makes sense.
makes sense why
In
he
which
would go
case,
after
it's
it.
absolutely not fan interference.
But like
It's not
later in
fan
the clip.
interference.
I changed my mind.
What?
Okay. All right. Hold up.
Absolutely.
Before we go on, I gotta say something here. So I'm watching the clip right now, and all there is after the catch is a bunch of old dudes just going like this. Just like that disappointed dad look. It never leaves.
Because that's
Are they Boston fans or Houston fans?
Houston
Houston
fans.
fans. Because
So why would they be
Boston.
disappointed?
They're just disappointed in the dude who reached over and had the fan interference.
Because the
I
fan
feel like
interference
they're probably
that could have
assuming-
changed the game. I think
They're
they lost.
probably assuming that he wouldn't have caught the home run.
That's-
They're
yeah.
probably thinking that, hey, if they get interference called and this home run gets taken away, like he might not have caught it. It might have been a home run anyway.
Except for those guys are kind of dumb because his hand was literally
It was there.
right there. Like
It was there.
if you watch
He
the
probably
way
would have
the
made
ball,
the catch, yes, but you know.
if you watch the way the ball reaches his glove, it was literally going to hit him right there in the little pocket of his glove. He was about to catch the
But
ball.
he
There's no
could-
way he was dropping
he
that.
could-
Yeah, but like,
There's
it,
always
but
a
the
chance.
thing
He
is,
was about to
those
come
people
in.
going like
Stop
this,
it, Matt.
those people going like this are at the game. They're not seeing it from like 15 different replays like we are.
They're
They're just
they
sitting
wouldn't.
there
This
watching.
this would have been on the camera replays. They just
Yes,
like
but
they
it's
look
still-
right at
it's-
that place where in the stadium where the dude was, and they.
But it's still one of those things. It's like it's hard to tell on like the big screen.
Did
Like
they
you
get the
know,
home
we
run anyway?
What?
Did they get the home run anyway?
No, it was fan
No,
interference.
fan
They called it
interference,
out
so they did-
Oh,
yeah.
they did call it.
That's what I'm saying. It could have changed the game. It changed the
Oh.
game.
because like looking at the clip,
Yeah.
chances are he was probably gonna like never say never and always refrain from saying always, but that was a huge play. He probably was gonna catch
Never
that.
say never. Always refrain from saying always.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Here's the thing that it could have changed it.
I'm not
because
saying he was going to catch it. He was probably going to catch
There
it.
was a
he
good
was
chance.
probably
There was-
going
there was
to
a
catch
solid
it, but
chance that he was gonna catch
because
it.
the fan interfered, it was a guarantee out instead of Betts actually
Yeah.
having to catch the ball.
That is true.
Oh.
That is true.
That's like the only thing because if he misses that, it was a home run then. Like, and the Astros may or may
Potentially,
not win that game.
yeah.
I gotta
What do you
say,
mean
all the
potentially?
pictures
His glove was above the-
Googling
Unless like it hit his glove, and
If
it was probably going to be a 3-run homer. Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying, okay, you do realize that if your glove is out of play and you hit the ball back into play and drop it, it's a home run.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. I did not know that. I thought if you hit it back into play,
So there's just like an invisible wall, and if the ball crosses that wall, it's over unless you catch it.
Yes.
unless you catch it. Yeah.
Yes. I believe so. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. You can look
But
it up. but
MLB rules are
I'm
so
pretty
wonky.
sure that's how it
MLB rules are
is.
so wonky. But is there?
Like,
You know what?
If we get
Okay.
anybody to comment on this, like Connor,
Please,
just tell
let
me
us know.
about
Okay.
Connor.
Actually, I want to rant about MLB rules for just a second.
Uh-oh.
You know the foul posts.
Yes.
Yes.
If you hit the foul post, it's a home run, correct?
Yes.
Why are they called the foul posts?
Because it has to go outside the foul.
Do you want to call it the home run post?
Yes, I want to call it the run post. I don't want to
But
call it
the
the foul
other
post.
side of it is a foul.
Yeah. So
It's
why is it when you hit it a home run, but
Hey, I have an idea. Let's call it the yellow post.
Oh, they're not yellow.
My
But
guy.
It's in other sports. It's like it's the end line.
Yeah, like the end of the thing.
Yeah,
If
but that
you-
could
if
be
you
the
hit-
end
if
of
you
the
hit the
end of
line-
out of bounds or the end of inbounds.
If you hit-
either way,
I think this is like a cool cucumber argument right now.
What?
What are you talking
Like
about?
there's Hot Topics, like the store. There's like, ooh, this is spicy. This is like a cool cucumber. It don't matter.
It don't matter. What?
what about a cool cucumber doesn't matter?
I don't know.
Okay, like
The amount of ridiculous things you say that don't make any
Fall
sense.
post, flag
foul
post,
post or fall
foul
post?
post.
What
It's
are
all
you
the
saying?
same. Yellow post. It's all the same.
Okay.
I'm Dr. Seuss out here.
We need to move on from this because he's not even speaking.
Yeah,
Let's
so,
start.
are you reverting back to your original Swedish or what?
I have no idea what you're saying. Aren't you
I
hosting
wanted
this?
to keep the fans under, under the thing, guys. It's out now. So I'm from Sweden.
No one actually cares where you're from. Let's just talk about that.
like
If you guys care where I'm from, please like and subscribe. I'll give you the whole story.
he actually thinks
that's actually
Sweden.
a good reason to
Right
like
there.
and
He
subscribe.
actually thinks that this right here, that's Sweden. It's a similar shape. I'll give him that. But that is not
that's
Sweden.
water.
This is my home country.
That's water.
All right.
Okay, how do you live in Sweden though for 18 years or whatever and not actually know what the country looks like? Like I know American
First,
education
I wasn't
is
there
garbage.
for 18 years.
Whatever.
I was there for 3.
Like the first three?
Yeah, but first 3
Okay.
years of my life.
I
Yeah, okay,
understand.
that makes more sense. Fine,
Yeah.
fine.
A little
fine.
city
I'm-
southeast of Stockholm called Steichenbauer. We were.
What?
I feel like he can't do this.
You can what are you talking about?
Are you?
What are you saying?
I'm explaining my
You have to-
homeland.
Did you have an issue with Swedish
You have to
names? or-
say it right. You're like,
Steichenbauer.
You just said it differently than you did the first time.
He's
Steichenbauer.
only lived there for 3 years. Don't hate on Sweden.
Look at these guys making fun of my home country, Swedes. Subscribe and like, and let's jump.
And buy IKEA.
Wow.
We ate a lot of salmon.
What? What?
All right.
Oh.
Moving on to something we know more about.
I don't even know
Right.
what we're talking about.
How
Okay.
did you eat salmon in Sweden without ordering it?
Bro, they fish.
Oh my
All right, guys. Let's
This
move,
man's out here fishing.
Oh my goodness.
we're gonna move to something. We're gonna move to something that we know more about. 'Cause let's be honest, none of us really watch MLB. College football Saturday. There
We
were.
didn't even get to talk about the Yankees, man.
Do we want to talk about the?
That's-
I absolutely want to talk about how the Yankees have unlimited money and still can't afford to
Win games.
What if you just literally bought every single great player in the league?
The Yankees.
Oh wait, they
do. They've done that.
Oh, they still can't win. What the heck?
I'm not gonna lie. Baseball's one of those games though that if they were able to do this in the NBA or the NFL, it would be just big difference. Because it's the MLB, it's harder.
Well,
In my
there's no
opinion.
cap.
Because-
There's no
no,
cap,
what
right?
I'm saying is the talent difference in baseball doesn't make as big of a difference as it does in football and basketball. Because you have the top tier batters that are still only hitting the league
300?
they're hitting 300.
Yeah.
That's
Which
just
is-
because they swing for the fence or a
No,
strikeout.
it's not. It's because baseball is one of those sports
Baseball's-
where you just can't be perfect. Whereas in basketball, if
Unless,
you have
ladies
a really
and
good
gents, if
player,
you're Caleb Sheets, you're perfect at baseball.
you're not wrong.
I don't know.
I would've
I don't
been
know.
MVP
I don't know
of
enough
the
about
World
baseball.
Series this year.
We need to get Connor on this.
Dude, I
Talk
know
about
baseball.
baseball.
What are you talking about? I played baseball. I
So
know
did I.
baseball.
There's
I
a
know
difference.
baseball. I watch baseball. Just not as much as I watch the other stuff.
I'm pretty sure I watch hockey more than I watch baseball.
That's true. Hockey is better. Hockey has fights. Hockey is essentially a sport that also has boxing.
I
Just
just
randomly in the middle. It's
You
great.
know, guys.
I
back
don't
in my
mind
younger
hockey
days, I used
now.
to be a
I
boxer.
don't mind it, but I would much. It's one
I
of those.
hope you punch like this and break both of your
I
pinkies.
punch just like this.
Or just dislocate them like you did your shoulder.
Okay,
I don't know. I don't know much about. We could just make fun of the Yankees.
well, okay,
because-
if we were to take a poll of all the people that watch this, so 6 at the moment, but more than that later.
hopefully more.
What do you think it would be like of people that would rather watch baseball versus hockey?
Yeah, let's take that poll.
Baseball versus hockey?
Yeah.
Like totally introduction to the sport or like knowing what they are?
I'm talking about
Like just
are the
if you had
ratings
to,
for the
if-
NHL Stanley
like,
Cup Finals going to be higher than
I'm
the World
talking
Series
about, like,
Finals?
I'm talking about our viewers specifically. Like, what did they like?
Well, right now our one poll is gonna be Connor,
And
he's
he
gonna
likes
vote
baseball.
Yeah, but
I mean,
Connor
guys,
doesn't
we
count.
got north of 100 views for episode 1.
Ooh.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
Thanks,
all I
guys.
want to know is our viewers. What do you guys like more, hockey or baseball? Because
We'll start watching baseball.
We-
I'll start watching baseball.
well, it's kind of late for that.
I, for one, will not be starting.
All right.
Yeah, but
I
you don't watch
absolutely will
sports
not.
anyway.
Okay.
That's true.
Is there any more comments about baseball, Caleb?
Yes.
Who's going to win the World Series?
Yeah, that's what I. Okay.
He's dying.
I just know nothing about. I really don't know.
There's only 3 teams left. Like, you have a 33% chance of getting it right.
I'm taking LA.
Okay. Do we have to pick different teams?
Yes.
Oh man, I was gonna pick out.
shucks.
I don't want to pick Boston just because they're already in the World Series. So it's like,
Cool,
ooh,
I'll pick
50-50.
Milwaukee.
So you
You
got
know what,
Boston.
guys? I'm gonna go with Boston.
Whoever.
I think
Hey,
you know
let's
what?
bet
I'm a
$5,000.
Patriots fan. That means I have to be a Boston Red Sox fan. That's not true, but
I was like,
I'm
what?
going with
No,
it.
you absolutely.
I'm
do
going
not.
with it. Okay.
And you know what?
Let me go with
All
it.
right.
You know what? We're all gonna bet $5,000 on this.
Yes.
Monopoly
Are we
money.
really, though?
My guy.
All right.
Ryan,
Great
we don't
minds
even
think
have a
alike. Also
combined
mediocre
$10
ones
to our
do
name
too.
right now.
You're right.
You know,
All right, guys.
Let's stick with the first one.
I have $9. For
We
my
literally
name.
have less
Send
than
help.
$20 combined in our names right now.
That's
Send
not
help.
true. My grandma gave me $154
No,
this
us
weekend.
two.
Between
Us
us
two, we have
we're
less
gonna
than
rob
$20
you.
to our
I'm gonna
name.
rob you.
Everyone,
Take your money.
the net value
Kinda
of
like
this
that
Project
band, Rob
Saltcast
Mickey Betts,
is
what?
about $40. Please donate. Buy our merch.
All right,
Support on
you know what,
Patreon.
quick-
Like, subscribe, comment, do all this stuff. Spread this like the Black Plague.
Okay.
I think you said like
What?
wildfire.
You
Jeez.
just said spread it like creamy peanut butter on a sandwich.
Yeah,
spread
like,
this
why
like
are we?
creepy
We're
peanut butter.
referencing something that killed
It's
over.
a creepy peanut butter.
What?
Spread this like,
You literally,
spread this like creamy peanut butter on a
you
sandwich.
literally compared it to something that killed over a third of the world at the time that
A third
it came.
of Europe. Yeah.
Bro, on the
That,
real
but
though-
Europe was the world.
Ish.
Yo, guys, on the
Okay,
real quick.
but-
Wait, time out.
Just look.
Real quick. On the real, a star mouth mole is
are you talking
freaky.
about?
Like, have you ever seen those things?
What?
Where did this come from? Ryan Lovey, where?
They're just from my soul.
Okay.
Okay,
and,
get your soul back aligned with sports and finish this episode. Let's
Sorry,
go.
wait. Shut up, wait.
We are now going to talk about college football because our host is talking about moles. So
Oh,
I
we're talking
look
about
up.
star-faced mole.
I-
Look up a 5-foot
Why?
star-faced mole.
Okay.
Caleb Sheets.
For the children who watch
am
this episode,
moving us on.
do not look up a star-faced mole. Move on now. Let's go.
College
All right,
football.
guys. We had a lot of upsets this past
Now
weekend.
talk to us.
We had a lot of upsets this past weekend in the top 10. Like, things are getting spicy.
Yeah, the biggest of them all, Colorado got beat by USC.
Let's go! I'm
Hey, yeah,
happy.
guys. If you can't
Okay.
tell, we don't like USC that much. So
All right,
There was a difference.
moving on. A lot of upsets.
Are you what?
Georgia,
no, keep going. Keep going. Don't worry.
West Virginia, Washington, Penn State.
Those are my top four playoff ballots.
I'm so
But
upset. Like I'm
that's-
just like I literally came into the house and somebody's like Penn State lost and I was like, oh man, I had them in my top 6 last week.
Yeah, they're gone. But the good news is your dark horse is still in
Yes!
LSU. is-
LSU.
They're rolling.
Oh my goodness, they beat Georgia.
They
My guys, I told you, LSU was gonna come out and
they're
win
looking
and
good.
be my dark horse.
They're looking good. LSU's looking good. Who
No,
did?
by the way, guys, I went back into the archives from last week here on the floor.
Again, we're broke. This is our archive.
we got some research from last week. Yeah.
But yeah, there were a lot of upsets. And then that Michigan Wisconsin game, I thought that was wow. I thought it was gonna be a lot closer than it was.
Yeah, what the heck?
Michigan came and just like clapped Washington, clapped Wisconsin.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, take a timeout. No.
Come back here to the shed real quick. No, leave. You are.
You always there, Lee. You give me mixed messages. I just said they got clapped.
I'm not gonna. He did say they got.
Can I not say that?
Okay, all right. They got clapped.
It was literally like
they got whooped. They got killed.
Yes.
They got massacred. They got donkey shot.
I like that term a lot better.
How many synonyms? Cinnamon roll. Do you need?
How many cinnamon rolls do you need to say a team got clapped?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. As a Nebraska fan, it makes me feel so much better knowing that Wisconsin got beat decently close to the same as we did.
So us and
us and Wisconsin are pretty close. They only beat us by like 14
much the same. So wait, real quick. So what's the college football playoffs implications now? Now that Michigan absolutely destroyed Wisconsin, LSU is winning. Like these teams, what happens now within the playoffs?
You guys are not going to like my top four.
If you're going to make very little money, or why would you waste $1,500 to go to Spain for a missing trip?
I'm not going to lie.
Go on your free time.
Tyler's reading one of Ryan's papers for his class right now.
Can you stop reading my papers, please?
No one said you have to read your Bible. I mean, you could. Good for you, my guy. I mean, you should probably read a geography book so you know that's not Sweden. But keep reading the Bible. Maybe it'll help you out.
So, moving back to the college football playoff now.
Sorry.
People are not going to agree with my top four, and that's okay.
Who's your top four?
I have Alabama 1 still, which makes me still mad.
Okay.
Somebody beat us.
2?
Ohio State, still number 2, even though it was close in the beginning of their game.
3?
3, I have Michigan moving up to number 3 right now.
Okay.
Number 4, I have my dark horse LSU. I have Michigan and LSU are no longer like even dark horses in my opinion.
They're. I mean,
they lost early on to good teams.
What are the rankings now? We're gonna find this out.
Like
I'm here right now.
It's one of those things where it's like LSU, if they come out, they just beat Georgia, who was like number 2 at the time, 2 or 3, whichever poll you were looking at, and then they could come out and beat number 1 Alabama, and that's like a shoo-in for them to be in the top 4 right there.
So let's talk about the fact that last week I said the top 4 was Bama, OSU, Clemson, and Notre Dame. And now, amazingly, this week, the top 4 is Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, Notre Dame. The Prophet.
All I want to say is at the end of the season, Notre Dame will still not be in the top 4.
But to make it there,
they're going to go 12-0 and not make the playoff.
That is like the molten hot take of the week.
I don't like them, okay?
Do you put in a one-loss LSU team over undefeated Notre Dame?
Personally, yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Really? You do?
Yes.
Oh wow. Well then, folks, we got.
Whoa.
Why? Because LSU would have beaten Georgia and Alabama.
If they go.
And Mississippi State and Texas A&M.
So wait, Notre Dame and LSU can both make it. Because look, if LSU beats Alabama, Alabama's not going to make it.
What we're saying is if you had to pick one.
He's literally trying to avoid any circumstance where Notre Dame might actually make the playoffs.
Yes. Even if they go undefeated.
Because even if LSU and Alabama...
UCF as a one-loss team, if they lose a game, should be ahead.
I think Notre Dame's going to be in, especially if they win out, because you have the SEC championship. Oh, jeez.
Hot take of the century,
Listen,
man.
Hear me out. Notre Dame. Only if they go undefeated. The SEC championship would hold Alabama, LSU, right? One of those teams is going to...
Absolutely not. They're on the same division.
Well, one of them is eventually going to lose.
Yes.
If they play each other.
So if they play each other,
one of them's going to lose.
LSU
wins.
Lost.
Yeah,
then
LSU
LSU
wins.
is in on their side of the... And so it would
But then Alabama's out of the playoffs. If LSU beats Alabama...
Yes, because Alabama cannot make it into the college football playoff without playing in the SEC championship game like they did last year.
Yes.
Because if that happens, the whole nation is going to go into an uproar.
Yes. And that's why I'm saying...
There will actually be riots on the streets.
Burnings will be burned.
And that is why I'm saying Notre Dame...
burnings will be built up.
That is why I say Notre Dame...
Logic.
This is why I say Notre Dame's going to be in. This is why I say Notre Dame's going to be
You
in.
actually are very good at talking, and you actually never stop.
You're right. Don't worry, guys.
This is why...
That was 0.00001% of the time where I actually said something completely off.
This is why Notre Dame's going to be in.
That's actually also not true. It's actually
Okay, I say
0.001%
awful
of the times
things,
where he
but
mispronounced
I
his
say,
awful
okay, here's
things
the
that he
thing.
says 99%
I
of
say
the time.
awful things, but they're coherent.
Aw.
I can't argue with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I say terrible things a lot. Like my takes about Notre Dame.
We're not going to revisit that. Keep going.
They're gonna be
I'm saying that anybody. I'm just saying that I would put anybody in front of them.
Okay.
That's
If they go-
what I'm saying for my team.
If they're undefeated, they're going in. Quote me right now.
Well, yeah. Honestly speaking, I would say that they're in because the College Football Committee doesn't have a bias against them like me.
Yes.
But that's why they didn't hire me to be on that committee.
But then either. I really hope
That's a
Alabama
fair
doesn't
point.
make it.
Like,
I really
So
hope LSU
speaking of
beats
your
them.
dream job, assuming that you get in with the EA, go
Yeah.
NCAA football,
Whoa, what are we talking about?
NFL?
the games, right?
Oh,
Your
okay.
dream job is
If
to
we,
rate the games.
yeah, if we
Or
bring
rate the
NCAA
players.
back, you brought up a dark, sad story in my life.
That is true.
Okay. Either way, is every single Notre Dame player going to be at 0 overall?
No. There's a few that would make upwards of 12.
Somehow has it written in the code
Well, we
so
get
that
to
no
see-
matter what happens, they literally beat all of the number one. Like every single week, they play the number one team in the country and rail them every single week, and still are not ranked.
That's probably a pretty simple coding, honestly. It's one of those codings where it's literally like, if and only if every single time Notre Dame wins, they still get ranked at 0.
Well, we're gonna have to see what happens this week, this Saturday, to continue our discussion on this.
You
I'm
know-
really hyped for this college football playoffs.
You know what I think we should do for our last pick of the week?
All right. For what?
Let's talk
Can-
about Michigan versus
can-
Michigan State.
Ooh, that's a good one, though.
Because Michigan State is
sorry.
only ranked 24, but I feel like rivalry week has it just throws
it gets
rankings
people up.
out
Oh,
the
my
window.
goodness, yeah.
It gets
Like
people
rankings
hyped.
mean nothing.
I would agree with that for every single scenario except for Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska's done for.
Like, it could be rivalry week, and
I mean, we're gonna win this weekend, so it's okay.
Yes, that's what I wanted to say.
Hopefully.
That was literally going to be my last
And
comment.
honestly, if we don't win this weekend, and we don't win next weekend, and we don't win next weekend, and we don't win next weekend, just so long as we beat Iowa, I will be okay.
Yeah, a 1-11 season beating Iowa is a great year.
It's actually about as good as it gets, outside of going 12-0 and also beating Iowa.
Yeah.
So wait, real quick, are there any upsets this weekend? Top, or I'd say meaningful upsets, like top 10 upsets.
Absolutely, NC State could take down Clemson.
Honestly,
So are you calling that right now? Is that that'd be your big pick? Like if you put money on a game, would it be NC State?
If I had to put money on somebody getting upset,
Yeah.
that's who I would put my money on.
No,
Unless
what are the other ones?
Mississippi State plays LSU, that'll be a good game.
That'll be a good game for sure. For sure.
Oregon is on the come up. They're going to have to beat 25th ranked Washington, which I think should push them into the top 10 by next week. Should they win that? But
Did you say Oregon and Washington?
Washington State. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
I was like, they just played last week.
Washington State. They play Washington State. So yeah, we have a couple of ranked matchups: Michigan State, NC State, Clemson, Mississippi State, LSU, and Oregon, Washington State.
And out of those, you like the.
I like Clemson's chances to lose because Clemson has a problem with playing
NC
teams
State.
lesser than them too close.
They struggle with
Like,
NC State every year too.
and Syracuse. Like
What about the Michigan
I
State?
think-
You think
I-
Michigan is going to just steamroll like they did this past weekend? I mean, just keep
I
turning-
think that's my game that
I
that
think
it
that's
can
the
be an
case.
upset.
Michigan State? Or the Clemson one?
Michigan State. I think Michigan State can hold their own against Michigan. Just not stat wise. Michigan clearly has the better overall team, but like we said, rivalry week.
Yeah.
Like
that's
Michigan
true.
State's gonna come ready to play because they just love knocking off Michigan.
That is true. Well,
Especially because like Jim Harbaugh has struggled hard against them.
yeah, that is true.
Alright, guys, it's about time to wrap up.
As I say, we're gonna have to see what happens this weekend, guys. This is Tyler Albright to my right, Caleb Sheets. I'm your host, Ryan the Lover Lovey. Thank you for watching the Tavern.
That's
See you guys
not
next
sweet.
time.
Yeah, thanks for watching and stay salty.
Oh yeah, stay salty.
Oh my goodness.
Stay salty, guys.